How's it going, you pencil pushers? Nick fucking Daniels, and we're bringing you folks another movie review here. You're rocking around the yard as per usual because I can't come up with any more more creative. So we're going to talk about Logan today. I know this movie came out a little while ago, but we're going to talk about it here in great detail as I'm going back through some movies I've seen, because you know there's people out there who haven't actually seen Logan. Now the casual dog barking in the background as usual, no big deal. So if you haven't seen Logan, please be advised, I'm going to talk the shit about the story. I'm going to talk all about the story. So yeah, you've been definitely warned. Logan, by far, for a movie that falls within the X-Men category, okay? I mean, X-Men category, it's got X-Men in it. You know, yes, it's specifically a Logan movie, but, you know, like X-Men Origins, yada yada, I consider that all X-Men, or not X-Men Origins, sorry, like, you know, Wolverine, you know, his Origins movie there. You know, yes, it might just be mainly just Wolverine only, or like one or two other random mutants, but X-Men. That's the best movie, I think, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you ever rewatch some of the X-Men movies, like X-Men 1, 2, or 3, you're going to see, like, some good actions from Wolverine. Like, you know, fuck, he's good. He's a fighter, man. Like, he gets in there, he cuts people down. The thing is, they never really show anything. If you think about it, like, it's like a quick stab, and, like, he's already running on to the next guy or whatever. And you know, and that's cool. But this movie really betrays something a lot different, especially the fact that he's not a killing machine anymore. That, like, I mean, he can still fucking take people out. There's even one part where he's like this rampage because it's like his last final fucking killing spree, you know, and he takes all these serum that will fucking put his power back to kind of how it used to be for just a very short period of time. Like, he had a couple minutes, probably at most. I think he had like 2 minutes. And you know what? Like, man, he fucking tore up in 2 minutes, all right. He did a fantastic job. And, you know, and that's the biggest thing about Logan, the movie, I mean, is they really betray this as, like, again, like, kind of like, this is really how it's gonna end. Like the fact that the professor died in this movie, like Charles had passed away, again, was absolutely huge. Like, huge. You know, and that's big, right? Like, that character's been around in every movie, and they finally, like, see you later, you know. And same as Logan, like, both of them had passed away in this movie. Logan's final words were absolutely, like, to the point where, you know, I'm trying not to cry, and I, like, never cry in a movie. And it was it's not a, don't quote, but it was along the lines of, he's like, or something. No, he says, this is what it feels like, and passes away. And that line, to me, like, you know, if you watch Logan on its own and you don't watch another movie in that franchise, you won't get it, right? Fuck, what does that mean? But when you watch every fucking movie, you know, and you invest into this character, and you hear that character say, this is what it feels like, and dies, he's telling you, like, he's been alive for so fucking long that it's almost like he was happy. Like, he finally, you know, this is it. Like, he finally got to know what the fuck it felt like. You know, again, in the movie, like, I've seen this movie a while ago. A big thing in the movie is, especially in the trailer, like, it's like sad music. I think it wasn't Johnny Cash. I'm trying to think who was playing. But there's a song that plays. It's like fucking, it's just a sad themed trailer. Like, the movie's not happy. There's no happiness in the movie. You know, and he's like drinking at one point where there's like a funeral going on, so clearly, like, and he's like, they're gone, right? He voices over, and he's like, everyone, like that's the thing, he's outlived everybody. And they didn't just pass away. Charles had killed a bunch of them, because he's got dementia at this point in the series, so I guess he ended up killing off a bunch of people, like 200 people or something, with his mind at some point. Like, it was like a huge incident. So clearly, like, the government would want him gone. What they're doing now is they're getting rid of the powers and mutants and stuff by using GMOs, which was actually something I didn't pick up on when I first had seen the movie. I actually didn't pick up on that part. And like I said, another thing was, too, the professor taking them out. Uh-oh. There's a woman next door. She's out on her deck. Oh, fuck, she saw me. She saw me with the camera out. Oh, shit. Okay, we're gonna hide around the front yard. just a neighbor, right? Like, they're gonna see some fucking random kid walking around in his yard with a camera on a stick, and they're like, what the fuck? But like I said, overall, this movie like really hits the impact level. You know what I mean? And it, especially when you really want to develop these characters to the point where now, like, you know, this is really their last moments, you know, in the entire series is huge. Like, to me, that's fucking huge. And that's essentially what's at play there is the whole movie is is showing you that this is probably gonna happen. You know, like I said, the fact that like everybody's swearing and cursing, which is again like, you know, something I guess kind of more to the point of, you know, how fucked up everything is at this point in the series. I think that really would happen. You know, I know people I think people were a little whatever at first because they didn't really want to, they didn't expect that to happen. They didn't think that like the professor would just be cursing like a sailor at the end. But you got to realize like he's so fucked up at the end of the movie that like you know, there's not much going on there for him anymore. Like I said, the professor's at the point, oh sorry, I gotta leave my shoe, oh my, but the professor's at the point now where it's like he's fucking boned. You know, he really is. He's boned. I know I say he's boned, but you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have much going on for himself anymore. And Logan, at one point, he makes a good line. It's fucking, again, like, oh, God. He realizes that he did kill, like, 200 people, the X-Man, whatever. And he's, like, laying in this bed, like, you know, he had, like, a nice dinner with his family. And he says, like, flat out, like, I don't deserve this. Because he realizes that that's what he did. Now there was a part where he gets killed. So the professor does get killed. I told you there'd be spoilers. But the professor ends up getting killed, and Buddy stabs him right into the chest, and he just lays there and just takes it, gets killed, right? Which is basically a copy of Wolverine. And I had heard that a few people were a little like upset about that. A few people I talked to as well, because they're like, well, fuck, why didn't he do something? Why didn't he use his powers? But you know, he thought it was Logan, right? So it was just like an old man, dementia, just right into him. The lower chick that they put into the movie that's supposed to be like quote unquote Logan's daughter, basically just like a clone copy of him, but a girl and younger and yada yada. Man, she's fucking badass. I think she's got the two claws in the hands. I think that's what it is, and then one in the foot or something like that. And Logan's got 3 in each hand, and that's it. But she's got 1 in each of her feet, which she can use for like defense. Honestly, one of the more gruesome movies. And I think obviously that's what their intent was, and that's what Old Man Logan, the comic, it's based off of that. That's what that is as well. Like I said, fantastic job, man. I can't argue it enough. That movie was absolutely great. I'd recommend it to anybody. That movie is something that I would recommend any day of the week to any person that is interested in that series. Would have to watch that movie. And like I said, it's a great passage to the next characters. It's fantastic. They really build that up, and they really leave the new character at a good point, while giving Logan, like, still giving him some badass moments in the series, in the movie, throughout. Like, even the fact, like I said, that there's points where, like, his healing has slowed down a lot, and it's caught up. Supposedly, that's because the metal has been poisoning him the entire time, and his body's been constantly fighting to heal it. So it's actually been, now the powers are slowing, like, they're very slow now. Like, if you actually get shot, it'll take a few days to fully heal, rather than, you know, it being completely instant, which is huge. You know what I mean? It's still fairly decent. Like, he can still take a gunshot and get up, but like, he's to the point now where like he was limping a lot too. So you can tell, like, again, his powers are now wearing off considerably. In, you know, that's huge. And it's also Hugh Jackman's last movie, I believe it was, as Wolverine. But we'll see if they ever do another one, because I mean, fuck, that's his moneymaker right there, right? But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Check out the fucking Logan. Good fucking time. And I'm Nick Daniels. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.